Welcome to On Air with Odin, Gamemastering my new Pathfinder campaign, Dragonfall. I am Odin Fury, and I am your DM for today. Well, GM for today and every other session. Pathfinder is Game Master, because apparently D&D Dungeon Master is not copyrighted, but coveted. So, with us today we have Shadow Badger.
Hello.
Kiki Cannon.
Hello.
Man of the Black Hat.
Hello, everyone.
And DW Mizu.
Hi.
We will later be having Randall Chanel. Or is that Channel or Chanel?
I think it's channel.
Okay. Because with the extra L and stuff in liquid. But yeah. And we will also be having Wonder Sky. But Wonder Sky's not feeling too well. And Randall is currently at Opera, I believe, and will be joining us later in the session in about an hour. So, before us today, in this picture here, we have the grand city of Lodon. For all of you have never seen natural sunlight, you've never seen the sky. For all you have known is this city, this civilization that has been built within a grand dragon. For you have all been taught that long ago, this great dragon, the size of a small country, had scorched the land to the point where there was nothing but blackness, and only a few survivors remained. But the Grand Wizard, along with his allies, subdued and defeated the dragon, and rather than kill it outright and allow it to perhaps be reborn, the Grand Wizard petrified it and constructed a new civilization within it. All those who helped in this construction and the defeating of the dragon, and any who were good and worthy of a race that would contribute to society, were allowed onto the dragon. So everyone marched into the dragon's mouth 2 by 2. And once that was complete, the dragon was sealed up and actually took to the skies and has not landed since. The main city starts with the Grand Wizard's Tower here. Above it is the Great Sun Crystal, which provides all the benefits of natural light. And there are smaller versions of these crystals as streetlights throughout the city, at least on most of the levels. For the Grand Wizard's Tower, beneath it, this is the level of the nobles level. Not strictly nobles, but everyone of high standing, noble or not. Beneath it is the military level, where all the paladins are trained, the warriors are trained, the sorcerers, druids. There's the mage academy there, there's the military academy there, there's the military barracks there, of course, as well. And basically anything that could be a combat faction of the city is there. And beyond that, on the level below it, is the merchant's level, where those beneath the merchant level and above it do the most of their shopping. Beneath that is the middle class level, all of those who are merchants, craftsmen, any form of high standing, extremely productive to the city sort of folk. Beneath that are the lower class. They work the simple jobs, the tavern wenches, the tavern owners, because they have taverns in that level, and anyone who has quite a low-paying job. Beneath that was originally where a bunch of the supplies were stored. When the cities first started going, before they could get the farms producing and become self-sustaining. Those supplies have been spent, and since then people have moved in there, built small houses, and it's become the city slums. And that is all the public knows. But beneath that as part of the original design of the city, is where Ben's character comes from. Please, tell us about your character, Ben.
Oh, my character, Tom, is just a simple janitor, really. He cleans up behind the nobles and practically anyone else. And whenever there's a job that needs doing, he's there in the background, working a ranch or fixing something that broke, cleaning up a mess, perhaps even cleaning up someone else's mess.
Yes. And much like a roadie, a good janitor you never even know is there.
Yep. He just seems to blend into the background.
And show up at convenient times. The water is supplied from a magical source at the base of the Wizard's Tower, and it flows in many rivers that flow off the edge of the Nobles District and through a system that allows the rivers to flow through all of the other levels to provide water to everyone. There is in fact a sewer system as well that works in tandem with this, and on its way down to the level below it, the water is basically cleaned up between the levels, just in case someone throws something in there. But because the slums was originally just a storage area, and putting a river in a storage area would just waste space, the slums does not have its own rivers. The outlying cities are for people who wanted to make their own little communities outside of the city. Hermits, just various sorts. There's some people who didn't like some of the regulations on, say, women of entertainment that may have gone to make their own establishments outside the city limits. And unless you have a good reason to leave the city limits, it's kind of frowned upon, because the Grand Wizard has provided you with everything in life, and protection, food, water, education. So leaving the city is kind of being ungrateful, unless you have a reason to do so. The industrial area of the city is in fact outside of it, to basically prevent smog within the city and such like that. The useful industrial productions are sent into the city through a tunnel system. And as you can see, there is not exactly a ground to dig through. It's one of those... It's a supported tunnel, kind of like how new components of a space station stick together. Suspended tunnels or whatever. Magic! Magic portals. Let's go with that. But no.
Are they orange and...
Orange and blue? Of course they are. What other kind are there?
Now you're thinking with portals.
But yeah, as far as I know, none of our characters actually live outside the city. So all they've heard about the outside of the city is, well, adverts, posters, rumors, such stuff like that. There was, just don't ask about the game. Yeah. Thank you for coming to watch Breakman Z. Okay. So, who shall we start with? And the first things going on would be... all of you have noticed some posters that have been showing up relating to one of the strictest of city rules. And it's a poster with what looks like a reptilian eye, or for those who are knowledgeable of such things, a dragon's eye. And it has some simple words on it that say, "The dragon's eyes are open." And one of the city laws, one of the big ones, is that if it is seen that you are born with a natural magical ability, then it is compulsory to go to the Mage Academy. Because if you don't know how to handle your magic power as it grows, it's just going to overtake you and you end up being a danger to the city. So when it becomes clear that you have natural abilities, then you are whisked away into a very comfortable room in the academy and trained how to be a proper sorcerer or other latent ability based class. People who want to study to be a wizard are very welcome to come to the academy of their own accord, but harboring someone with a natural magical ability and not letting them go to the academy is a crime of grave offense, because you're basically constructing a ticking time bomb within the city. Another thing is that a danger with, more commonly with those with natural magic ability, but not always, is that people who hear voices. And we're not talking just imaginary friend kind of voices, we're talking about this one particular voice which has seemed to be described as the same voice from multiple people who have this condition. And it's a very anti-establishment intention behind this voice. Every time someone who has like gone on the loose and obeyed this voice has blown up some part of the city, most of the time blowing themselves up in the process.
Do they wear Guy Fawkes masks?
I don't think so. They just start screaming about dragons. And so those people have to be turned in and cured of this disease. Harboring one of these basically soon-to-be terrorists is also a grave offense. And it has been known that some of these people have been disappearing, but not under the guard of, well, the guards. They've not been escorted to the academy or escorted out to get cured. They've just been disappearing outright. And it's about the time that these disappearances started that these posters showed up. So there is a investigation going on towards a connection.
Oh no.
Yes. Just laying it all on you. 'Cause it's I mean, I've already told you guys before we actually started the first session, but I thought I would just lay it all out there for the recording.
Right.
And for
Makes
Breakman
sense.
Z. Okay, so, currently what's going on with your characters is, well, when people start disappearing from their homes, they get into a bit of a mess. And so, of course, the janitor has been brought in to clean up some of the houses. And we'll start off with Benny's character and make our way up, as it were. So Tom finds himself about to clean up this home after the residents just vanished. It is located in the slum level. And once you enter there, there's of course none of the lanterns are lit, there's nothing, no sign of life.
Okay. Skills.
Being the slums, this is a simple, just one big room, shanty home kind of thing.
You're supposed to have a perception roll?
Sure, perception can be made at any time to see anything.
I know, I'm looking for it on my list.
Yeah, it should be in your skills table.
I'm looking for it, I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
Under linguistics above perform.
Oh, there it is. Okay. And kerblam. Yeah, I ain't seen shit. Not on an initial glance, at least.
Well, being the first session, difficulties are lower than they would be later on. But you do notice something pretty obvious, and that's a note that's been left on the desk.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the note and read it.
Mm-hmm. The note on one side of the piece of paper is the exact same as the poster. And on the other side it says, "We know."
Okay. I make to crumple up the note and... Hold on. Ah.
Okay, did you say you crumple up the note and hold on to it? Or did you say hold on as in you're trying to find something?
I was trying to find something, and I'm pretty clumsy at that sleight of hand roll. Oh well, hopefully no one was watching.
Make a stealth roll.
I'm just tucking it into my coveralls. Clumsily. I did the whole Star-Lord thing, where I hold out the damn thing, drop it, and pick it back up real quick.
Yeah. And because of that ruckus, someone is looking in the window. Make a stealth roll.
Stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah!
Yay!
Huzzah!
Dippable. What janitor? You don't see any janitor. There's no one here.
Thinking it must be their imagination, the civilian moves on.
Okay. This time I'm gonna be more careful in searching the apartment while cleaning it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take 20 on my perception roll, so that's a 24.
Oh, take 20
Well,
on the perception roll, okay. So for the next 20 minutes you clean through the individual's effects and comb, you check under their mattress, which is the closest, well, it's like more like just a thick bedroll.
Yeah.
But it's like a heavier material, therefore it's more intended just to be there as a bed rather than actually packed up and taken with you. And
Yeah. Fold it up and make sure that the sheets are neat and tidy on top of it for the next guests.
and you find a coin.
Okay.
It is quite clearly a silver coin, and it has an open eye on one side and a closed one on the other.
Okay, that coin gets pocketed. Not in my coin purse.
And you also find another scrap of paper that looks like it's been torn off and lightly burned.
Taking that one too. Evidence is evidence.
Do you try and read the scrap of paper?
No, not at this time. I
Okay.
will later, but no. Just collecting evidence at this point.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything that's out of ordinary. There's a formal letter from the let's see, what do we call it? The Grand Wizard's Court.
Okay.
Cordially inviting them to come get cleansed of the antisocial voice that they've been hearing. A full complement of guards will be arriving at your door to comfortably escort you to the palace.
Okay, I'll
This will
take
be-
that with me.
Yeah, and when it's like the It says this will be happening at, but then it's burned off.
Oh, neat.
Because apparently that was...
That goes with the other scrap of paper.
Yeah, that was even less burned than the other scrap of paper you've got.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's also made out of much nicer paper.
Well, okay, unless there's anything else I can spot with a 24, then I'll make sure that the house is nice and tidy, and then exit and lock it. Putting the correct sign up that the house is now vacant.
Okay. You have finished your job. You have made the house shown as vacant, and it's well, not seeing you leave, but you notice that the person who, I guess what you could call him is the slumlord. He like deals with, you know, who's living where in the slums. He's kind of like, yeah, like the slum landlord. He's kind of the guy who started up the slums as a actual place to live.
Uh-huh.
And he will be very happy to hear that you have done your cleaning job and pay you for it.
Yay!
So,
All in a day's work for a wonderful janitor.
Yep. And you get your lovely daily rate of 5 coppers.
Hey, I can afford lunch and dinner.
Exactly.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, as soon as work is done for the day, I'm headed down.
Down, yes. In that way that only you know how. At least you and your friends.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a meanwhile cut here and go to a different panel. And Shadow Badger, could you kindly tell us about your character?
Alright, well, my name is Enfys Leod Arth. I'm a sylph, so I was born to human parents, but not really human, tied to the elemental plane of air through like some sort of heritage. And so I was kind of bullied as a kid a bit, didn't really get along with people, and I also felt this sort of yearning and tie towards the sky, but of course I couldn't see the sky, so this was just this weird feeling inside. So I looked for the place that would be closest to that, to, you know, study and learn my profession, which turned out to be druids, because, you know, they worship nature, which is the closest thing I could find to the sky. So essentially I just you know, went to the mages or druid circle or whoever to, you know, learn how to become a druid.
Yes.
And during that...
Sorry. The druids have an entire wing of the Mage Academy to themselves.
Alright, so yeah. I went to them, learned how to be a druid, and I supplemented that knowledge with what I could learn about the sky, which I had to go to the library for, which I met someone else there, and we'll get into that a bit later. Other than that, I still have that feeling to, you know, go out and see the sky, but reason is overriding that, because I know that there's nothing actually out there I wouldn't be able to survive or make a living and those sorts of things, certainly not as I am now. And right now, I just pretty much do whatever the Druid Order tells me to do. I work sometimes as an herbalist, kind of picking herbs, you know, for medicinal purposes, helping people sleep, that sort of stuff, you know, for those who either don't need or can't afford magic.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and that friend that you met, Kel, or DWZ
Hi.
as some people would say, Tell us about your character.
My character is... She is an Asimar. She was born of human parents, but obviously, well, she has the appearance of a human. She's just not quite. She actually works as a librarian while... She was a librarian, but she had also been going through a lot of paladin training as well. So she's a paladin, and yeah.
And now I'm a funny joke. What's a paladin?
Oh god, not this again.
I had to get it out of the way.
Yeah, you had to get it out of the way. So carry on.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, she works at the library, or well, that's her hobby pretty much. That's where she met Emphas, and found kind of a common core with him simply because he is kind of the same situation, only he's Sylph and she's Asimar. So, as far as paladin training goes, it has gone fine. She has gone through everything. She has the armor to prove it. So she only hopes that she has the skill.
She has the armor, the sword, and the shield to prove it, and the holy symbol.
Yes, and everything else.
Yes, and so yes, you are really considered more like a volunteer librarian rather than a full-time one. Because
Yeah,
you've got all
that's
your
what I was
paladin
trying
training
to
to do. I mean,
That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't get the words out.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. What was your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Genevieve Arterberry.
Alright, thank you.
Or Jenny to some, I guess. Or Jen. Depending on what she's comfortable with and what she kicks you in the nuts for.
Invis is close enough to me that he can call me Jenny, but if anybody else does without knowing me, that's when she gets mad.
Yeah. So currently, at this present time, you are... Okay, Badger's doing his part as a druid to check up on one of the local parks and basically make sure the flowers are growing, and if not, then using druid magic to make the flowers grow and make sure there's the right amount of rain magic being used to water everything and everything's not getting too waterlogged, or make sure none of the the rain magic is crossing the boundary onto the public path, because they're all meant to only be in specific spots rather than actually rain on people while they're there.
Alright.
And Genevieve, you're currently you've finished your training for today. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you have your free roam. Because the two of you are academy level citizens, you can roam the military district and any level below it. And Badger, you are not a high enough ranking druid yet to be taking care of the nobles parks.
Mhm.
So you have military level and merchant level duties.
Alright.
Okay, and the park that you're currently entertaining at is the main central merchant level one, and Kiki's there. Well, Kiki's character's there. So
Yay!
Kiki, please tell me about your character. Tell everyone.
She is a race called an animus. From the neck down, she looks just like a human, but her head is that of a ferret, a giant ferret head. And she always travels with a pack of animals. You'll always see her with a cat, a fox, a ferret, a raven, and a dog. And she goes around performing this animal show. All her animals are trained, and she performs this little sideshow with her animals. Any of you who have religion knowledge will notice that she wears the symbol of a god called Cetaphus. I don't know, what else should I say about her?
Well, and that works just fine.
Wait, is it healing cataphus or basement cataphus?
What?
Pathfinder Cannabis.
Yes.
Yes, of course. So you are currently performing your little animal show in the park that Badger and Kel are currently... well, Badger's kind of working, and Kel's got free time. Sorry, I should get used to using your character's names.
She just comes in and like just unstraps the armor and sticks the sword in the floor like right there and is like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm just going to sit here and read.
Yeah. I'm just wandering around, looking at plants, figuring out if anything needs to be fixed. Probably doesn't. Almost never does. It's kind of a boring job.
Yes. Okay. So yes, roll your handle animal for your performance, Kiki.
Alrighty. Her name is Tuffy, by the way, if anybody ever asks.
Oh yeah, I thought that was gonna be part of the intro, but yeah, Tuffy.
Let's see. My handle animal is a +6, so...
Oh, it's gonna be good.
20.
Yeah,
Nice.
Over the hours that you've been performing, people who had the money to have been making tips, and you have made 20. Let's see, 20 copper. So that's 2 silver, which is not too shabby.
Yay!
Okay. Anybody else doing anything interesting in this scene?
I don't know, I mean, I could make a knowledge nature check to see if I notice anything wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, my knowledge nature... Alright, now let's see if I roll properly. Alright. So it's a 21.
Yes. As the 21, you notice that the sunstone that is allocated for this park is a bit off. It doesn't look like it's in the right stage of the day in respect to the time of day that it is. It looks far too bright for 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, I'll make a note of it, and I'll tell one of the higher-ups in the Druid Order about it.
Okay.
Because I don't have the level of magic to affect that sunstone properly, I think.
Other than that, you don't see anything wrong currently.
Alright.
Let's see, so we have... Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, oh, by the way, while I think of it, Ben and Kiki, do you have a token, even if Kiki, your one is a placeholder.
A what now?
Do you have a token?
No, I don't. I'll trust you to pick something out that's appropriate.
Okay.
If I may, since we only meet once a week, I'll actually draw you guys up one if you would like.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
just need character descriptions, is all.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Alright, I will be putting... Well, if we get to the point where we need the tokens, then I'll just put in placeholders for now. And I need to save these, because apparently I can't just drag them straight from one window to the other. And there. And this one is, what was your name again, Badger?
Enfys.
Enfys, or Enfys.
ENFYS.
I don't know, I didn't spell it.
Okay, and I'm just gonna go with just putting Jen for that one. Okay. So, meanwhile, once again, back in the lowest levels of the city, aka Tom's home. I'm not even sure if he's known as Tom down there, but he reports back.
Yeah, reporting back to the master of the area.
Mm-hmm.
And I will present all of the evidence that I have gathered.
Ah, you have returned. Good. What is it you have found out? And then you show him the things, and he
Yep.
Yeah, okay. He reads through the letters and he looks at the note, and then he unfolds the note that you didn't read. And he looks at it and strokes his beard and goes,
He has the Fu Manchu style beard, right?
It's white, yeah.
Yeah, white with the mustache and the whole thing that's all pointy.
Mm-hmm. And he's looking at
Oh.
him. He sort of goes, Tom, you must go out once more. Says Central Park merchant level. The rest is burned. Go investigate.
As you will, master. At that point, I get up from kneeling position and move quietly back out of the area. Taking my equipment cart with me.
Okay. And knowing the quickest way to go up the levels, it would only take you about an hour to get there, despite the size of this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, going like up a level is pretty quick, but like it's then going from place to place on that level that would take a length of time. But most of the level transitions are pretty much based around a central pillar, and being Central Park on each level there. Basically between each set of stairs is part of this park. It's a big central green area. Pardon?
You're reminding me of Midgar from Final Fantasy VII way too much.
Yeah, but with like way more levels.